Hello, hi everyone. How is life? Today I want to do a very spontaneous video. Not that spontaneous because it's something that I wanted to do for a long time, and this is a video about the books that I'm reading right now, or the books that help me in my life in general. And I'm doing it now because I was waiting for a very important book to come back as I was borrowing it. And I know that I'm the one who's saying all the time, oh, stop listening to podcasts, stop reading some books, and just enjoy life, do it, live it. Yes, I do agree that in learning, having your own experience, having really experiencing this type of epiphanies and insights and paradigm shifts, the strongest one, they come through your own experience. And that can be, of course, books or podcasts, but I think it's much more powerful like when you have a learning experience that is yours, like you went to, I don't know, a training or a yoga class, or you had literally an experience and you learned something out of it, you did it yourself. That stays with you, and it's much stronger than by just listening to someone or reading it. Yet yes, reading or listening or watching it can be really insightful, but yeah, to really embody it, it's important for you to have that experience. So that's me. That's my own perspective. Everything that I'm going to share here is going to be very personal, very vulnerable. And I wanted to do this because I'm coming out with a very special book that, I don't know, for me it means a lot because it's my first book on esoterics that ever came to me, ever felt into my hands. It was even before I was not even doing yoga at that time, like or qigong. Like it's something that really opened me up to the path that I'm walking right now. So it's a very important book, and it marks a milestone in my life where I think more consciously I was taking responsibility and taking charge of my own freedom. And it's about Tantra. The Key to Sexual Power and Pleasure by Ashley Turleyby. This is the book. And it's super practical, it's super nice. It talks about also like the universal laws and things like this, but it has also like very it has exercises and practical things that you can either do it as a single or in a couple, to learn how to manage your creative energy, because that was how I got into this. I was really at one point where I was really bubbling up. I was like, oh my god, there's so much, there is something in me that I need to let it out. I need to learn how to manage. And that's how I got into these things. Another thing that is super fun about the book is it's a vintage book. It's from the 70s and it has commercials in it. Commercials to cigarettes. So people back then were invited to smoke cigarettes, which I think it's super fun. I borrowed it to so many people, and now I'm happy that it's back. It's a milestone. It's a book that is really close to my heart. And when I was preparing for this video, I realized that this is the book that I want to show first, and it's about, again, managing your masculine and feminine energies, which we all have it, and the more aware we are about this concept and how it works in our life, the better we also learn how to manage ourselves. And I realized that the other four books that I want to share, that they're really like focused, two on the masculine perspective and two on the feminine perspective. So nothing was by chance. And yeah, I have like 4 books that I would love to finish right now, because I'm dyslexic, and that's why for me, I'm just learning by doing. I rather have the experience or have somebody to explain it to me than to read about it. That's how I learn. That's how I grow. But there are some books that are really dear to me, like this one, Women Who Run with the Wolves. And the good part of this one is that they're like short stories, so sometimes I just read whatever feels right to me. And this one I like it because it's a very nice introduction in the feminine psyche and archetype. So if you're a girl, you should really, if you're a woman, you should really have a look into this. It will make your life easier, and also understand that is just how we are wired, and it's all right. But also I think it's interesting for men, and that's another topic that I wanted to touch, that I feel to invite male readers to read books on feminist topic or feminine aspects, because as I shared, if you feel the calling to read it, you should not stop yourself because of the gender. We have both of, even though you're like physically a male or a female, we do have these polarities inside of ourselves. So the better you learn what they represent, you become a better human, and you know how to better manage yourself. The second book that I want to share, it's You Are a Goddess by Sophie Bashford. Look at it, super pretty. This is very intimate what I'm sharing. Like, I'm feeling like I'm inviting you in the most intimate places of myself. And again, this one is also about female archetypes, but more like in a goddess perspective. And yeah, I see it also like I correlate them with the chakras, which I find it really fun. And what healing aspects do they represent? And again, it's quite practical because it has meditations, so it's not just a book. Like, you learn about the background of the goddess, you learn what they represent, and you also have a meditation that you can do to connect better to that essence. So, and it's a journey, and it's again a type of book that you don't just read it in one day. You really need to take your time. I have a friend who bought it at the same time, and she also says like sometimes she goes back and forth because it's really the essence and the energy of each goddess that you need to work with at that time. So yeah, it's something that you take it for a long ride. And these two, they're about the feminine energy, which is really, really nice and really empowering. And I think also the man should read that. But now I'm moving more into the masculine topics of what I'm reading at the moment. And one of them, maybe it's not masculine, I don't know, you can judge, is The Alchemist. Is the Tao Te Ching, Transforming Your Lead into Gold. And it's interpreted by an American doctor, Andrew McCart. Look at it, it's super pretty. This one is also super dear to me. I borrowed it to a friend, she lost it, and this is a new copy. I'm really happy that I have it back. So literally they are like the poems from the Tao translated in English. And what's super nice, that every time they also have Qigong exercises and the correlation with it. This one is super, I don't know, I find it like very intellectual and very, not hard to grasp, but super insightful, and it really transports you to a different plane and helps me to understand life much deeper, because I was always searching, like, there must be something more um, outside of this physical experience. I was always feeling this oneness connection and connection with the, yeah, with the whole world and with other people and animals and nature. And I think this is what I've learned from the Tao. They talk about the microcosmos, which is like the human body, it's the human in the cosmos, which is super, like, you have the whole universe in you and they just like share it, and it's so grounding, and so it's like meditation um, to read it. And it's, as the title said, transforming your lead into gold. Again, it's about managing all the aspects of the human form, negative or positive, like whatever means to be a human. Anger, fear, all type of emotions, all type like that, all type of human experiences, and putting such a nice perspective on them, on how can you not lose yourself into it and find a deeper meaning in everything. And again, it's very practical. Like, that's why I also, after started doing qigong and teaching yoga, like, if you don't do something physical, it's only mental, and that's not the full human experience. And once you are on the mat or outside or actually doing the practices in these books, that makes it so powerful. Like, you embody it, you felt it, you know how it felt for you, and what it meant to you, and how it supports you in your journey and where you are at that moment, at this moment. So this is super easy to read. I really love the Tao Te Ching. Again, polarities, mastering your lead and transforming it into gold. Master that creativity, master that inner true potential. And the final one, it's a book that I'm really having a hard time reading it, but sometimes, like, I opened it when I bought it, I just opened it and I was like, this is exactly what I'm experiencing right now, what I'm understanding. And it was just like written in front of me. I was like, I just need to have this book. And it's the Kybalion. This is also very esoteric. I love the message. It's written by the 3 initiates. I don't know, like, I don't want to get into the details of this book, but the content is really powerful. And it's the study of the Hermetic philosophy of ancient Egypt and Greece. So really old and philosophical stuff, but it has a really nice message on the back that I totally agree, and probably that's why I cannot go further in the book and I don't push myself. That's what I love with books. Like, you buy them, you read how much you need to read at this moment, and then you come back later and see if you want to go deeper. And on the back is written that the lips of wisdom are closed, expect to the ears of understanding. So when the student is ready, the master appears, which I totally agree, that you should not really force things, and when you are ready, you're ready. And I find this one, as the alchemist as well, more masculine in the way that they say that the universe is mental, and there are more planes, and they talk also about vibrations and polarities as well, and the cause and effect principle, and the principle of correspondence. Like, it's a very interesting philosophy to look at things, and very complex. So they talk also about gender, but there is also a mental gender, and there are more planes, and again, like so much complexity, but at the same time simplicity. And yeah, these are the books that are keeping me busy for a while, and I really felt like I wanted to show them with the world, even though it felt really vulnerable to do that, especially because the one that I started with, it's Tantra, and everybody associates it with sex and pleasure, which I think it is a part of it, but yeah, you cannot have sex all day, day and night, and that's like, I don't know, 10% of it. And I think it's more about really finding pleasure into every little thing, and all of them, I think they are about raising awareness and growing into better understanding of yourself, how the human being works, and understanding also like nature and the whole universe. So I hope you really enjoy it, and I'm going on vacation. I'm leaving you here. Please leave comments or send with me a message. I'm really curious if anybody has read one of these. Now, thank you for watching, and I would love to hear back from you.